Hello to everyone, nice to see you here, and it's time for me to record the next speaking practice video. Today is video number 65. I'm moving quite stably with this type of practice, and probably without further ado, I would love to move to questions that ChatGPT prepared for me. However, I want to remind myself, just for myself, yes, because I'm a little tired now, and I need to remind myself why I'm doing this type of practice when I probably could just lay on the bed and read Harry Potter book. But I understand very well that I need to practice speaking in order to progress, or at least do not decrease the English skill. So, I'm doing this type of practice for maintaining the current English speaking skills and also in order to improve it. In the near future or in the far future, doesn't matter. I know that this type of practice is working, that it brings me results, probably not so fast and not so efficient, yes, but still it works and it brings results. That's why I'm continue speaking with myself or with you if you are watching me. But I'm sure that I'm speaking mostly with myself, for myself, and that is absolutely normal because it's not an entertaining content. Absolutely not. It's just some no name or not popular, probably not famous. Yes, some not famous person who is talking to the microphone and answering on different questions in order to practice English. Not very engaging to watch. Save me, because I'm rewatching it in order to notice the mistakes that I might have done during the speaking. Yes, very efficient way to enhance your skill, or at least filter it a bit from old mistakes. So I'm still feel myself a little tired and not very fluent at the moment in speaking, but I think I warm up enough before starting answering the question. And in order not to repeat myself 10 times in a row, I'm going to start. Yes. So, question number 1. What is something from your childhood that you sometimes miss and why? Interesting question. But not the best question for me to answer, but because sincerely, I miss anything, or sincerely, I miss nothing from my childhood. I can't say that I had especially a rough childhood. No, it was quite mundane to the environment and circumstances in which I've been brought up, but still, it's not the place, not the memories, and not the period of time that I would ever want to relive again. Absolutely not. It's a childhood. Fortunately, it's already in the past. I can't change it. I can't fix the mistakes that I've done. I can't redirect myself into the right direction in the past. I simply can't. The only times that I had now is the present, and I can redirect myself in the present. And that's exactly what I'm doing now during recording this speaking practice video. I'm redirecting myself, probably a little force myself to do the right things, to do the right thing, but still, I'm doing the right things, and that's the only thing that is important now. So, my answer is no. I do not miss anything from my childhood. The question number two. Are you better at making quick decisions or slow, thoughtful ones? I think I'm not very good at making decision at all because usually I have a lot of friction. It's very difficult for me to decide what right things to do, especially when choice is complicated. Yes. So for myself, I decided to stick with this one simple rule that there is no right or wrong choice in the life. There is only a choice and consequences of the choice. And if you feel that you really need to do the choice, even if it might be uncomfortable or difficult, but you feel that this is the right choice. I'm describing now the second rule that if you really feel that this is the right thing to do, just do it. Yes. No need for years of thinking because on some questions I used to think for years, but the result always the same. I usually do, or even I can say that I always do what I feel right for myself, and I usually feel it um, at the beginning of consideration about the choice, about the situation. So, thanks to these two rules that I not invented but accepted for myself that there is no right or wrong choice, there is just a choice, and I should choose the thing that I really feel that I should choose the thing that I feel is really right for me now, and that's how I make all my choices in life. So yes, probably I could say that I'm better at making thoughtful ones, and I already learned how to reduce the friction during the choice. So yes, my answer is I think now I'm good at thoughtful ones. Do you prefer taking face to face? Sorry. Do you prefer talking face to face or through messages? Why? I think when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I was I'm still introverted person, but then I was very extremely introverted person. So for me, I was much more comfortable to messaging without face-to-face talking. Yes, but now when I'm a grown up already, I feel like messaging. I'm still might be good at messaging, but it's not what I want to do anymore. I really want to talk with people face to face. I want the real connection now. And I value the real connection more than just messaging. This was my answer. I value real connection now more than messaging, in spite of the fact that I'm still stay the introverted person. I'm ready to accept the inconvenience of this feeling that as introverted person usually feel itself in order to reach for the face-to-face or live connection because I value this more for me now. If you could pause time at one moment in your life, when would it be? If I could pass time at one moment in my life, when would it be? Uh, Funny thing that I've been thinking about this question, and my answer is right now, because now I'm in the process of studying, of learning, and if I could just pause the time and continue doing my learning, I would I would save like not even months but years for myself. And yes, this is actually the question. I would just simply save the years that I'm investing in studying now, just by pausing the time but continue studying daily. So it would be a very good tip if it would possible, of course. Which do you think is harder? Starting something new or finishing something you began long ago? Mm, it depends on the difficulty of the skill or the difficulty of the situation. Yes, in general, it not depends on new thing or old thing. It depends on complexity and difficulty of the skill or of the thing that you need to finish. In my case, I've started learning 3D animation 2 years ago, but an English and Polish language, but still, it's difficult for me to. It's not difficult to do, but it's still complicated skill that requires skills. It's still complicated skills that require a lot of time of a lot of time of investment in studying, and doesn't matter. Yes, it always not easy. It's not very hard, but it's not easy at the same time. It's a complicated professional skills that needs to be studied thoroughly, and there is a lot of information and a lot of practice requires a lot of practice require. Yes, but of course, if we would talk a little bit lighter on this topic, yes, a little bit superficial probably. Of course, I could say that at the beginning, especially if skill is difficult, it's always harder than in the middle, but it it's not becomes easier. It becomes, yes, it becomes easier in a manner of speaking, but uh, easier only in pushing yourself to study. Yes, you create the habits of study something, but the level of proficiency, the level of materials that you need to study also grow with your progress. So actually, it's like I can compare it to the gym. At the beginning, it's difficult, but at the beginning, you work with 5 kilo. Then you become stronger, you took 10 kilo. 10 kilo is still difficult. Then you became even more stronger and you take 100 kilo. Oh, and you take 20 kilo, and again and again and again it's repeating all of this process. You become stronger, you increase the weights, you become smarter in the topic, you increase the level and difficulty of material and practice. So in this case, it's always not easy, but uh, it's easier because you create a routine and a habit to do it. Yes, you do not struggle with yourself in most cases. In most cases, to execute the studying or the practice that you need to. That's why it feels easier during the time. In your opinion, what makes a person truly trustworthy? Mm, it's a question of time, mostly, because you can't say that you can fully trust the person if you knew this person not for a very long time and your trust wasn't tasted, wasn't tested. Yes, and your trust wasn't tested. I mean, there is need to be difficult situations, different situations, and you need to learn how a person would act in these different situations in order to understand what this person is, and then it will increase your trust to this person or decrease it. Yes, It's a question of time and the question of testing the connection by different situations, in different situations. Yes, this is my answer. Next question. When you look back in 5 years, what do you think will be different about your life? When I look back in 5 years, what do you think will be different about your life? What does it mean, look back? I don't get this question. I need to Google it. What does it mean? Maybe look forward 5 years. Look back in 5 years. Meaning, looking back 5 years most commonly refers to a medical 5-year look back period. Uh, I don't get it. No. Let's. Sorry, I'm Googling this question now because I don't understand the logic. When you look back in 5 years, why not forward? Yes. When I look back in 5 years, what do I think will be different about? I asked ChatGPT. What does it mean? Sorry, I'm asking ChatGPT what this question means. Okay. I asked ChatGPT. Okay, the answer of ChatGPT. Great observation. This is a common confusion in English. The question when you look back in 5 years, what do you think will be different about your life means imagine yourself 5 years in the future, then look back to today. What changes do you think will have happened? Okay, when you look back in the 5 years. Okay, I get it. Okay, sorry, I reread this question again. When you look back in 5 years, what do you think will be different about your life? Everything. My answer is everything. I'm not gonna reckon it right now because it's a little private, but my answer is everything. That's why I'm working so intensively now because I want to change my life so hard that um, I've been studying 2 languages and a new skill for 2 years and 6 months approximately, alone without teachers, within circumstances, not very good circumstances, or at least in not very comfortable circumstances, a little bit constrained and restricted in resources, but been continuing, I've been continue doing it. Yes, that's how strongly I want to change my life now. That's why I'm studying. That's why I'm improving my skills. That's why I'm learning new skills. So in the next 5 year, or looking back in the 5 years, everything will be different about my life. I'm gonna be a professional. I'm gonna use these skills that I'm studying now professionally, and only moving forward, and only enhancing my knowledge in different fields. This is how I see myself in the next 5 years. Do you like to imagine how life might be in 50 years? What do you think could be different? I don't want to answer on this question because I'm not looking forward so far. Yes, for me, the next 5 years is possible to depict, but 50 years, not. Not today, at least. Why do you think some people struggle to make changes, even when they want to? Because it's difficult to change. Yes, it's simply difficult. You feel an urge and a very strong pulling back, not from anyone else. Of course, you can feel it from your usual circle of connections, but the strongest pull you usually feel from yourself. I talked about that with ChatGPT, and he explained to me that our mind just simply more comfortable in using old, very well learned and remembered um, patterns of acting. It's neuro it's na- neuro
Neurobiology.
it's neurobiology mostly. It's neurobiology. Our mind is just simply much more comfortable in using old patterns than learning new. That's why it feels so hard to change. Even if you really want to, even if you are a disciplined person, it wouldn't be easy in any case. Your mind always will be pulling you to your old patterns of behavior, to many old patterns, to old habits, to old things, because it's simply more comfortable to your mind, to your body. So basically, when you want to change, you accepting the fight against yourself at the beginning until the moment when you build the new um, neurobiological paths and patterns that will become regular and absolutely usual for your mind to use. Only then you will stop struggle. You will change. But before this happened, you will trot a very long road of working with yourself. Yes, in desirable direction. I feel it now, and I understand that it's not easy, but it's manageable because I'm changing step by step, but I'm changing. Okay, the last question, the question number 10. Do you think comfort is always a good thing, or can it sometimes hold people back? Um, According to my experience in life, according to what I've seen and how I used to think, I can 100% surely say that comfort is always a good thing. Because when you fucking stressed, it's very hard to focus on doing something. You stressed. Something always disturbs you. There is always disturbing, neurotic thoughts in your head about what might happen and how to avoid it or how to deal with that. When you not in a comfort, it's much more harder to do something. It's much more harder to learn. It's much more harder to evolve. Yes, in a study at least, as I noticed it. So my answer is comfort is always better than discomfort. Just not be lazy piece of crap and do what you need to do. Use discomfort for your good, not for your bad. And I came to the conclusion that I made couple of speaking practice videos ago when there was a question about social media, and I answered that social media it's nor bad nor good. The person decides how to use this social media. And the same I could say about comfort. As a person, you can make comfort. As a person, you can make comfort bad or good. You can make comfort unproductive for you, or productive. Yes, with comfort, you have options as a person. When discomfort usually can't be changed. In the meaning of in the meaning of pers- perceive, in the meaning of perceiving it. I mean, if there is something that disturbs you, if there is something that distracts you, you need to deal with it. You need to spend your time, you need to spend your attention, you need to think about it. It drains your energy in any case that you might have been invested, that you might have been invested in studying if you would in a comfortable, if you was in a comfortable situation. That's how it works. I think this is the fact and this is the truth. So okay, I have answered 10 questions. It haven't been so hard as I felt it would have been at the beginning of the speaking practice. Let's check how long I've been speaking. I've been speaking only for 27 minutes. It's not even half an hour. Usually I do more than 40 minutes of speaking practice. Probably I should say something else in order to increase the length of this video at least for 30 minutes. Yes, in order to make it just visually better. Yes, let's put it in this way. Sorry, I can't remember right now this phrase that I used to use in my native language in situations like this, but I just want to make it 30 minutes in order to look it more appealing to myself. So I need to talk for 2 minutes about anything, and I don't really know about what I want to talk. But okay, let's just say that let's just try to assess this speaking practice that I've done. Um, I haven't I haven't re-listened it yet, obviously, but I can say that I feel now that it was easy. Yes, it was easy in expressing thoughts manner. It was easy in speaking. I felt that I'm not really struggle to talk while I've been doing it. I felt that sometimes, of course, I haven't enough vocabulary to express what I think in a more native way, but I replaced the confused and complicated construction that I simply couldn't translate properly in a more simpler construction in English that bear bear the similar meaning to what I wanted to express. Yes, and that's how it felt. Probably not very on advanced level of English, but it felt solid for me. I felt like I really can talk now. I really can express everything that I want. Probably it would sound a bit rough and unpolished, but still the meaning would be understandable on 100%. So I can declare now that I assume, or even I presume, that I'm absolutely ready to speak with natives. And as you remember, the goal, the objection of the speaking practice videos is to prepare myself to talk with natives in order to make yes, just prepare myself to talk with natives. And I think now I'm prepared enough. Not enough, but prepared enough to start doing it, at least. But still, I'm going to continue this type of practices because it's working and it's a very good way to warm up and to train your speaking skills, especially when you do not have a speaking partner yet. Not nonetheless, or though, however, I should now already starting to think about where to get the speaking partner for mutual practice. And still continue recording this speaking practice video. And also I want to remind you that my goal was, at least because now it's impossible, I think, at least to this precise goal, I've planned to record 100 speaking practice video until the end of this year, but I already see that I'm not gonna do it. Yes, probably I'm gonna record 70, 75 until the end of the year, probably 80, but not 100. And I don't see the reason to force this practice because it already works very well um, just by the rhythm and pace as I use it. Just by the rhythm and pace as I use it currently. Yes, as I use it now, in present. Not very often, but often enough to do not forget English and to improve a little. Yes, absolutely stable, productive, and not accessible routine for me. And that's why I'm going to continue record these speaking practice videos. So, okay, I've been talking for 33 minutes. I think that's enough for today. The next speaking video I will try to do a little longer. Probably I would ask ChatGPT to make more complicated question to answer in order to in order to um, think more, talk more, and struggle a little more. Yes, because as I gave the example of training in the gym, English is actually the same. When you feel yourself comfortable on one level of English, you should enhance the difficulty a little bit in order to progress. So that's what I'm going to do in the next speaking practice video. So I've been talking, I've already said enough. I've been talking also enough. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest and see you in the next speaking practice video. Goodbye for today.